Why do men lose interest so quickly? Why do men lose interest in sex? Why do men stop putting so much energy into the relationship, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 months into it? There's many ways to look at this, and I'll share some of my thoughts about that. And that is, if you are attracted to a man who's more, I guess you could say, primal, where it's just about sex and getting what he wants, of course, after you have sex with him a few times, that he already got what he wanted. If you attract a man who is into sex and he also maybe is thinking about a relationship, he's just really uncertain, he's kind of going through his own stuff, but he's just again, he's not really clear, that it might last a little bit longer, and it's that as the relationship gets deeper, you're calling him on his stuff, therefore he starts pulling back. He realizes that, this relationship's not fulfilling him. He doesn't feel like it's adding to his life. It's not creating more comfort and pleasure, therefore he starts pulling back. What I'm trying to say here is that, not just with men, it's with women also, but we're talking about men, that they're thinking that this possibly could add to his life, add value, and like I've mentioned in some of my videos before, men want to live lives where they can control things, that they're not being disturbed by things, that they can experience pleasure in life. And when they get in a relationship with a woman who's now kind of mirroring stuff that he needs to work on, it's like he starts pulling back. So he stops, feeling attracted to not so much the woman, but he's no longer attracted to the idea that this is going to bring my life peace or freedom. So he starts pulling back. A lot of men have not really developed their emotional selves. They have not really understood, and so therefore when you're crying and they can't fix it, they feel as though that there's something wrong about the relationship, or maybe there's something wrong that they're doing, and they take that on, and it's overwhelming. They don't know how to process that, so they pull back. More and often, men are not really necessarily supported to talk about feelings. Think about that for a moment. Like most boys, they end up, the closest we get usually with other boys at a younger age is by playing and by being maybe sometimes aggressive and active. But you don't necessarily see boys, if someone got hurt, everyone gathers around. They talk about how little Jimmy skinned his knee. He'd be considered a wimp. So he kind of pushes that off to the side. So think about that for a moment. So now this boy becomes a teenager, he becomes a young adult. He is actually having to do something he's never done before. And women have so much more practice. So, with men, who become very good at business, it's calculated, it's predictable, they might be completely socially inept. They might not have any emotional resilience to knowing how to self-regulate and integrate a true, deep relationship. Therefore, again, like I mentioned, is if they're not able to really handle that, then they might pull back. And again, there are many men that have different reasons. These are just some examples.